And you don't know how many times he does that. And I just sit there and laugh. And he goes, what are you laughing at? I said, because you can't remember what you just said a second ago. Because your brain just farted.
Yeah. I don't know why that happens.
It's a synchronization issue, I think.
Oh, man. No, you know what it is? You can't
Between
do two
mouth
things
and
at
brain.
once. You can't do two things at once, drive and talk.
Uh-oh.
You can't.
You can kill his mic at any time. The slider, just bring it down a little bit.
We love you, Mike. I love you. I'm from the first day I met you, man. You're
a
always
good hugger.
been in my heart.
You're a really good hugger. Stop grabbing me there, because that's assault, brother. That's assault.
So our phone number, once again, is 603-217-5400. You can message us on our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So please do that in our phone number if you'd like to join the show. The phone number is 603-217-5400. Once again, it's 603-217-5400. Before we started the show, we actually were talking about something I think that it should be brought up, and because you guys made some great points. It started when I mentioned that Aaron couldn't be here because, long hours and sometimes, the body takes toll and stuff. Now, you guys brought up a good point, and Kim, you did as well.
Kim Burr
brought up this point where long days from one person to another could be different. Versus, I know, again, trucking, I believe it, long fucking hours. I mean, being in that cab and a highway out miles and what have you, I mean, those can be considered long days. Now, for a person that's in the customer service field, okay, like waitresses and karaoke hosts and bartenders and, those could be also long days as well. Very, very exhausting days. Mm-hmm. Because, number one, you're dealing with a customer and you don't know what kind of customer you're dealing with. I guess, so looking at my panel here, I'm going to do some comparisons, some similarities. Let's talk about this. Your long day compared to a person that deals with customers all day. You know what I'm getting at?
The reason why I drive for a living, it's the only job I've ever had, except when I was in porn. I had to give that up. But no, I've been driving almost 30 years, and I do it because I hate people. Because it's my own little office, my own little sanctuary. I'm away from the public, but I deal with the public all day long. Stupid people. People that just don't care that, you almost died there.
At what point? Oh, you mean on the road itself?
Yeah.
That's okay. I mean, it's not direct interaction. It's pretty big. Would you say it's indirect? I would say.
Yeah.
Well, when you get the finger, you're interacting with that community. So you're communicating. Yep. But I like it. There it goes. The brain just shut down.
It's in defrag mode.
Wow. Well, this comes out of nowhere.
Love it. I love that.
But yeah, it's good times, and we get some days aren't all cheery and happy, but I mean we do it because we love it. But
sure.
And my biggest thing too is if you're doing a job and you like it, it's not a job. If you're doing a job and you hate it, find another job, will you? Yeah, don't be a miserable asshole.
There is a lot of people out there that are just doing it for the money. Mm-hmm. And I completely agree with you. Mm-hmm. If you're fucking miserable, go find something that's going to make you happy.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
get it. People have a bad day. You don't know what going through that person, if he lost somebody in the family, he just got bad news, or he's just a dick, like Sean. He's just constantly a dick. And there's nothing you can change about that.
Oh, well.
Here are some similarities. If you're having a bad day, Sean, I mean, obviously you're in the same line of work. If you're having a bad day, doesn't that transgress into your driving? Doesn't, you know what I mean?
It can.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it can.
Does your driving become more aggressive? Do you feel like, you know what I mean? If you're having a bad day, doesn't that kind of show that on the road?
It can, but you got to think, if I put my aggression into it, I'm going to kill someone. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? If I end up killing someone, was it really worth it?
Right.
He just vents in a verbal thing. I mean, he just starts screaming up cuss words. Are we allowed to say cuss words? He says,
yes, we are. We're not mandated by the FCC.
He says the C word a lot.
I do.
We're not talking about cinnamon either.
Oh, candy.
Or cranberries. We're not talking cranberries here, people. But it's just people are dumb on the road. They don't realize that.
There's a lot of people.
I can't stop like you think I can. It takes me about maybe 3 or 4 tractor trailer lengths to stop. So if you slam on your brakes in front of me, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Really. You really are. If
and-
I can't avoid it, you're screwed.
And not every truck driver is like me, really
The
good
best,
and
yeah.
professional.
He sucks.
But and we get it because we deal with them too. We interact with bad truck drivers all day
All the
long.
time.
You know,
All
and
the time.
that's why they give us CBs so
Yeah.
we can.
Do you tell them off on the TVs? Do you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We just say, dude, that was the most stupidest fucking thing I just seen, and I can't believe you just did that.
Yeah.
It
I
actually
usually say that to him a lot.
is.
Do you want me to mute his microphone, Mike?
This actually happened to me in Connecticut yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, day before.
Called me about this.
The friggin' a guy, tractor trailer driver, just pulls out in front of me from 2 lanes over, no blinker, no nothing, just beelines, and I'm livid. I'm just pissed. Now
Yes.
I'm empty, so I can gas on it and catch this guy. So I'm on the CB. I'm going, dude, you better run and hide because I'm coming after you. And the guy, and then the guy behind me, he's like, holy shit, I can't believe he just did that. I said, yeah, he's about to go into the 3rd lane. And he ends up going into the 3rd lane where we don't belong.
Right.
We're not allowed out there. Finally caught up to him, and I'm just flipping him off and fucking dickhead, all this other shit. And hold on.
It's just a different world. It's a different world in our business compared to
It
everybody
certainly
else's.
is. I get it because, like I said, there's so much that you guys have to deal with.
Oh.
It is stressful when you're in the when you're in your vehicles. I mean, it can be a long, tiring
And
day.
it's not-
I agree.
it's not
I
just
can relate. I should say.
Yeah, it's not just the drivers. You got to deal with shippers. You got to deal with receivers. Everything. You got a certain amount of hours during the day that you can run. You got 14 hours and 11 hours drive, so it gives you 3 hours to get unloaded and loaded and all that. And these shipper and receivers just don't understand it, and they can hold you there for 8 hours getting unloaded and loaded. Ask Mike. I mean, we've dealt with it before.
Let me ask this to Kimber, since you deal with the trucking community. You have to what do you act or what do you do when you're around trucks? What goes through your brain?
Well, lucky enough that I have family members that are truckers. So growing up with that, the first thing that I learned was, number one, you don't cut one off because they're not going to be able to stop. But what I notice a lot of people do, especially in Boston and Manchester where it gets crowded, because it takes a while for trucks to get going, they hurry up and change lanes in front of them all the time. I see it all the time. People are there.
But when you see a truck, what is your first thought process of, okay, do I stay back? Do I get around them? What do you do?
I get around them.
Yeah, you can do it. I mean, if you're in a
Because
car,
I was told not
I
to
mean,
be right behind them either, number
Yeah.
one, because they can't see me.
Well, that's
Depends on how close you are.
That's
Yeah.
one of the things that people hate. You have this huge truck in front of you. You can't see what's in front of you. So your brain automatically says, I got to get around this guy, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to make that happen. And sometimes it can be catastrophic, and, it's just stay away from us. That's all I can say. Just don't even interact with us. Just go around us. Get away from us. Don't ride beside us. Don't,
That's what I was gonna say.
And do the speed limit, for Christ's sake.
Not only that,
Especially-
but make sure that you're visible
Oh, yeah.
in the mirrors
Yeah.
that you guys have because
It's like they say, if you can't see my mirrors, I can't see you. So just stay away from us.
So Kimber, let's take it to the other perspective. Let's do the 180 customer service.
Yes.
I know you have. You and I, we deal with customers. We have
what
the
we do
human
every day.
interaction from the first minute on the job. What do you
So
think?
It's rough. It is a mental challenge more than a physical challenge. You can't, not that we can't have a bad day, but when you have a bad day, oh my gosh, it can really throw everything off. You have to be
Correct.
able to keep everything smooth between my clients, my customers, and my staff. Like if they're having a bad day and they're venting, I have to be the calm. I have to be the calm in any situation. So
That's
it's
the
rough
one.
sometimes. It's hard.
I agree, and that's the one thing that I noticed, especially being the business owner, being the owner of a company. You got to set the tone,
Right.
Because, like I said, it all starts with me. If I'm having a wicked, fucking awful day because 2 people have canceled or clients have not come in that you're looking for, or something has happened, and then you're dealing with your employees, that
Reflects
goes
on them.
along into their moods, and you don't want that.
Right.
It also affects, when you're doing human interactions at a bar or at a store. If you're having that bad day, it's also going to be reflective on the interactions and people's moods as well.
And it's more so harder, especially if you're DJing at a bar, because the later the night gets, the more drunk people get, the more
Correct.
assholey people get.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as you understand that, but at the same time, it's not okay. It's not okay to have to deal with that all the time. Sometimes you just want to choke them to death.
And we have a term that we use here. It's called being thick-skinned, because a lot of people, when
Is
alcohol
that a fat joke? That's a fat
No,
joke.
no.
Right at you.
It means you don't take it personal.
And that's the other thing. It's
But he does.
believe it or not, if you haven't seen the movie Roadhouse, who hasn't seen the movie Roadhouse?
Never seen it
Lo-
before.
what?
Tell
Really?
me about it.
Yeah.
me about
That's an awesome movie.
The things that he says in the movie on how to become a bouncer, you can actually relate that to many different things, and especially dealing with whatever position you have at a bar, for example, or even at a restaurant. Because when alcohol is involved, then you have to follow those 3 simple rules. When someone says something to you, don't take it personal. Just don't. You got to be thick-skinned. You roll. You roll with it. There are times where people become belligerent. You just have to deal with that in a different perspective as well.
But some people don't have that breaking mechanism.
They
'Cause
don't.
If you call my mother a cocksucker, you know what? You made it personal. So now I'm not going to sit there and go, "Oh, is she?"
Hold.
I'm
But
not. I'm
I know, but it's you just have to be thick-skinned.
Yeah,
You just have to be.
some
thick-skinned.
people can't do it.
And
Smile
and if
until
that's-
there's not a time to smile anymore.
Exactly.
When will we know that? You won't.
Have you ever seen? I may have seen one. Have you ever seen a flight attendant or anybody that works on the planes, or a pilot or one of the stewardesses? Oh, they don't even call them stewardesses anymore.
I think I see one when I get on the plane.
Okay, no. I guess have you ever seen one that's always in a bad mood? They're always
They're
smiling.
always smiling. Yeah.
Hi, come aboard.
Yeah.
Thank you for flying JetBlue.
Yeah.
They could be, they're probably going through a
But that's-
fucking divorce. You don't know, but
That's
you know
their job,
what?
though. I mean, is to
But
make.
unfortunately, when you're dealing with customer service, when you're
That's
in
what
that
it
field,
is.
this is the way that you have to be. Unfortunately, that's an unspoken rule.
Yep. and it's
I mean,
mentally
just
You
don't-
could be having the most miserable, most fucking horrible day,
Yeah.
but when you're dealing with the customers and you're in that field, you cannot let that show.
But that kind of job, to me, you just don't wake up and go, "I just want to be an airline stewardess." I mean, you got to be a special person to be that, to do that kind of thing. Because, like you said, you're interacting with people that could be a total dick to you,
Right.
and you get a smile and wipe it off, and
I couldn't do that.
No, so
It does.
it
It
takes
takes
Oh,
people
big
that are
time.
mentally strong. Yeah.
Well, just like you said you hate people,
Yeah.
and that's the reason why you're probably in the position that you're in. I mean,
That's
that's your zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love dealing with customers. I mean, you're going to have that 1 to 2% of people that are completely total dicks, but I know how to handle it.
You yourself and myself have dealt with people in your face that that come up and just are total assholes
Correct.
to you, and you're like, listen, you don't want to be an asshole to me, because then you'll never get to sing. All right, and then actually, I'm going to get you kicked out of here,
Right.
or I'm going to scissor kick your face.
It's so
Sorry.
true. It's so true.
That's between me and Mike.
Yeah, that's an inside joke.
That's inside joke.
But your brain just shut off too, huh?
No, my laughter came on and I couldn't stop. Our phone number is 603-217-5400. Our social media platforms are on So message us. All you really have to do is just look up Common Sense NH or Common Sense New Hampshire, and you can find us that way. Kipper's here. Sean is here. Pickle is here. Ooh, did I say Pickle? Ooh,
Pickles.
I am so sorry. I guess it must be the Sean thing that since he's here, that, you know.
I was doing good, though. I was calling you Mike, wasn't I? I was doing all right.
Who the hell's Mike?
I don't fucking
Is that
know.
my name?
That fat guy sitting next to you.
He just called you fat, Bernie. You not gonna see that? That's not right.
Say Bernie.
Yeah, see, he just
lie.
pointed at you.
That's a lie.
That's a lie.